Hello there, Professor Shaxson here. This is Introduction Course to World History. Now, to start off with our introduction course, I will introduce you guys to politics, more specifically the political scale. The reason why I want to speak about the political scale is because not many people actually understand the political scale unless they have knowledge in history. And in today's video, we'll be just talking about that. First off, I'll be discussing where you place an ideology versus when you would place an individual. So as you notice on the political scale with ideology, you have freedom and then you have two slaveries. The middle is supposed to represent freedom, as in democracy. And no matter how far you go on both ends of the political scale, you'll always end up with a dictatorship. Of course, you have different types of dictatorships, as you can see. We have fascism, we have anarchism. It can be a lot of different things. We also have to understand that every individual ideology has its disadvantages and advantages. Now, the second part of this short introduction to the political scale will be about an individual instead of an ideology as a whole. Now bear with me, it is a little bit more complex, but you can think of it as an XY chart in mathematics. As you can see on the chart, it still keeps the theme of having a left and a right section. However, there are two new parts, making this chart a square and not a proper line. There is authoritarianism and liberalism. Now, I'm going to talk about authoritarianism, then liberalism. So, authoritarian, the core word in authoritarian is authority, or people who enforce law. Think of a person that is on the authoritarian side of the political scale as someone who enforces and puts ideologies and forces people to do what they want. And on the other section, completely down south of it, you have libertarianism. Libertarianism gives back to the people and grants them freedoms. An example of an authoritarianism, of an authority, would be Joseph Stalin. An example of libertarianism, or someone on the libertarian right, more specifically, would be George Washington. Graphing someone's political ideology in this format is what is called a political compass. We also have to understand is that not every ecologist is on the left and not every economics is on the right. Society throughout human history has either been deeply religious or deeply ideological, and the same mentality of warfare still stands from World War I and World War II. One thing I try to do when I'm analyzing different types of ideologies is look at the death rates. How many people has an ideology killed versus another? An example would be communism. Communism is a faulty ideology and it has killed millions more people than fascism ever has. No, I'm not trying to say that fascism is a much better alternative to communism, nor am I saying that it's an amazing ideology. In fact, fascism is just as bad as communism. It's just the only issue is that communism overall has killed millions more people than the Nazis ever had. In fact, I consider the Nazis to be as worse as the communists. We as a society should just try our best to understand past politics and prevent extremism. Just remember this quote by me: if a society is in the wrong place at the wrong time, extremism will rise. Just remember, I am not a university educated credible source. I'm simply someone who is passionate about history and teaching it to others. In the description, I will link different types of articles as well as sources which explain what I'm talking about if you want more information. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll upload more videos in the future.
Love you all.